everybody, it is Calxiyn and Hunter here, and if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe for more RWBY videos. Check out the Patreon if you guys want to support the channel, see these videos early, and you guys should join our Discord server to talk with us more. We are talking about winter defection, Qrow and Robyn doing the beds, and that is basically where we are with that. So,
I've never heard high treason be referred to as doing the bad.
So basically, we have this whole thing that Qrow and Robyn, they're still inside of the compound, they're still sneaking around, they're probably going to try to get their weapons and, you know, go kill Ironwood. That is basically what we're thinking.
Not that Qrow needs them, because he just, like, choked out a motherfucker in that last video.
Simultaneously, right, we also see the fact that Winter seems to be in deep troubles with Ironwood. It seems like that it could be possible that Winter is on the chopping block, that Hair may take her position, that Winter may go to, like, little jail. Winter may end up going to whatever prison is left over, considering the other one is broken. But I saw this theory, and it was going around on Twitter. It wasn't necessarily one specific person, but if I do remember, I will, like, put it there. But they had this idea about Jacques. Why bring up that Jacques is still alive? Like, why bring up that he's still in capture? Why not just kill him off after all of this, right? Like, why bring that up? And so what I'm thinking is that after the 30 minutes, and I think that somebody said this explicitly, right? After the 30 minutes, what if Ironwood's like, you guys don't think that I'm serious? Well, let me kill Jacques Schnee on public television, and that this person was thinking that Winter could actually do that. Like, that Winter could be the one to do it in order to prove her loyalty to Ironwood, that she cares more about him, or I guess about the cause and about her position more than her family, and that so she will publicly execute Jacques, because we have this whole thing in this episode of like, oh, Weiss, I see, and like you see Hair look at Winter, right? And so it's one of those things where it's Winter's family is meddling, right? And so Winter, you need to prove to me that you are like my general, that you're on my side. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna execute your father on public television to show the kids that, you know, y'all are fucking serious, right? To show Team RWBY that they're serious about it, that he's serious, that he does not care about human life anymore. And so Jacques will basically be used as that public representation of the fact that, like, hey, I'm not afraid to hold your family hostage even if you don't give a shit about him, all right? And then Winter, like, does it. Or she doesn't, right? So we have that idea, too, is that Winter instead will be, like, sent off, you know, to the prison, but Qrow and Robyn will be around and they'll rescue her. And basically our idea that we talked about in the live stream was that you get this really interesting, like, callback to Volume 3, and how Winter, hated Qrow, and that was the whole, like, they hated each other. Why did they hate each other? Because Qrow, like, hates some very specific things about the Elysian military, and, oh, you're a Atlas specialist. You Atlas specialists think you're so he, right? And so it would actually be pretty cool if Qrow and Robyn, they're gonna go kill Ironwood, they save her, right? And they're like, listen, are you with us? Like, and maybe they don't even say that they're gonna kill him. We need to neutralize Ironwood. We just need to tie him up for a little while, and Robyn will take, like, the position, like, Robyn will lead, right? Because Robyn was supposed to be at least, right, the mayor, or, like, the council seat of Mantle, or whatever you want to call it, right? And so, like, Robyn will do, like, the political stuff, and then you can do, like, the general stuff that you would rather do. In that way, we've had that theory for actually a very long time now. Like, we've had that theory that Winter would take the military position, but Robyn would take the more, like, political and, like, head of the school type of thing, like, the more huntress position, right? And so we can get that in, hey, Winter, like, we kind of want to go kill Ironwood, but we're not going to tell you that. We're just going to say that we need to, like, get rid of him out of this position, and then Winter goes along with it. Possibly also with Marrow, because what I could see happening is that Ironwood's like, Winter, sorry to do this, but I'm charging you with treason, and Marrow will be like, you'll have to charge me. Who's with me? No one. And then, right? Yeah. And then Elmvine and Hair are just, like, looking away. We do not see it because they're not ready to defect. And so it's just Marrow and Winter being led down the hallway. Qrow and Robyn save them, and then they all go up to try and get Ironwood. And so simultaneously, while the Aesops are going to collect Penny, like we talked about in that other video, they're going up to try and, like, get rid of Ironwood, and there's this, like, cool fight about that as well. And so I think that that's some cool stuff, bro. What do you think, guys?
I do like that. I think I'm trying to imagine visually how I want Jacques Schnee to go.
Sure.
Because getting killed by his daughter, I think, would be dramatic. I don't want Winter to actually do it.
Yeah.
To chop him.
No, Ironwood would do it instead. Like, Ironwood would be like, you're too weak, I see. Right? Like, that would be the whole thing. Like, in my opinion. It would be testing her morality and testing, and I don't think she would do it. I don't think that she would. She would refuse. It's not right, it's not just. She would
don't
not
know
do it.
how Jacques would react to that in that moment. Would he be angry? Would he be scared?
I think it's interesting because think about Jacques and Ironwood's like entire relationship up until this point. Not relationship, but you know what I mean? Like their connection to each other. Like think about Jacques all the way in Volume 4 talking to Ironwood. Think about the party. Think about last volume. Think about where we are now, right? And so I could see this like as something that was always almost destined to happen with them is that Ironwood always kind of hated Jacques, right? And so why not? Right? Yeah. Why not? And so that's how I sort of see it. And I think it would be interesting too from the Whitley and Willow and Weiss angle because they're all, you know, like they're in a better place now without him, but I don't think that they want Jacques to die despite what Jacques has done. And so I feel like that Winter would be like standing there and she would, you know, be like sort of tasked to do this by Ironwood and it would pan back to the house or cut back to the house like Winter, like I like no, like you like she couldn't, she wouldn't, right? And so like Whitley, Willow, and Weiss would have that experience as well. Like you'd see how they feel about it, right? Maybe like Willow would be the more like, no, he deserves it. And then Weiss would be like, but Winter doesn't. Because really, it's not about whether or not Jacques deserves it. It's about whether or not Winter deserves to live with that guilt. And so I think that a line like that would actually be kind of compelling of the like, oh, but Jacques deserves it though, doesn't he? And then the like, but Winter doesn't deserve it. Right?
I think that could also maybe stir Willow and Whitley into more action, that they might like, you know, hop into a car or into a plane or something and try to save the day, or maybe we might end up seeing Willow fighting.
Summon in some capacity, I don't know how exactly.
I think that if they end up offing Jacques like this, I would be totally okay with it.
Me too.
But I think it would be a fitting way for him to go.
Yeah. I think that Ironwood would ultimately kill him though. It wouldn't be Winter. I think that it would be Ironwood. And it doesn't really, what's the difference between him killing Slate and him killing Jacques, right? They're both publicly elected officials, kind of, even though Jacques, you know, cheated the election, right? But either way, like, how different is Jacques from Slate when you think about it? Like, they're just the ends to justify the means. So I don't see why, like, Ironwood would be like, what's the point of keeping Jacques around? I don't think there is one. I don't think that there is one. And so ultimately, like, he said that too. Remember what he said about Qrow? I had Qrow in my hands, and I didn't do what needs to be done. That implied to me that he had Qrow in his hands, and he could have used that to threaten RWBY and Yang, because RWBY and Yang, like, Qrow was their uncle, right? But who does he have that is a similar family relation? Obviously a little different. Qrow is their uncle, Jacques is their father. How many degrees of separation is that really,
That would be really funny if during the switch that we imagine, the trade that goes wrong that we've talked about in an earlier video that you should watch. What if, like, as a backup, he has Jacques, and so he pulls Jacques out and he makes Winter try to kill Jacques, but Winter doesn't agree to do it.
I feel like that would be on the TV, though. I feel like that Ironwood wouldn't go there in person, because that would be way too dangerous for him. Like, he can't outnumber, like, all the kids, even with the Aesops. And if Cinder shows up, like, that's even more dangerous, right? So I feel like that would be, like, on the TV thing. Like, Ironwood sees, like, through the Aesops that the exchange has gone wrong, and he's like, okay, time to get down to business. This is your final 30-minute warning.
But I also think that holding Jacques over the head of Weiss could be an interesting moment of Weiss being like, he's not my father. Like, that could be...
But just because he's not her father doesn't mean
you don't want to protect him.
Exactly, right? Or not even that, but like, this is like injustice, right? And so I feel like that's going back to what I was trying to say about, but it's not about Jacques. It's not really about Jacques. It's about Winter, like forcing Winter to do that. That is the crime, not necessarily killing Jacques. Even though Jacques should like rot in prison
for whatever reason, I also want Jacques to go out via guillotine. Like, I don't know, French name. He was in the height of luxury.
But But yeah, that's basically, I think, our two theories of Winter being forced to do that, and then also simultaneously Qrow and Robyn, obviously they're going to go after Ironwood, but I think they're going to go after Ironwood with Winter. Like, I think they're going to pick up Winter along the way, and I think that'll be interesting too, because what if Winter's like, no, like, we don't have to kill him, and then Qrow and Robyn are like, after everything he's done, right? Like, especially, like, you know, Clover's death, all of those things, and so I feel like that could be an interesting conflict between them too, is that they have Ironwood in their hands, they're ready to, like, get rid of him, but then Winter is just like, this isn't what we agreed on, and then Qrow and Robyn are like, you don't know what we agreed on, right? And so that could even pit them against each other. It's just like everyone turning against each other time. Very sad. But yeah, anything to add?
I just really want Jacques to go out. I do like the idea of him going out in a very unceremonious, like, Ironwood just thinks like, oh, that's a shame, Winter, pop.
Yeah, basically.
I want him to kind of go out very, in a way that it would feel undignified for him.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it too.
As like an insult to how terrible a person he was.
Yeah.
I would want something
and
like
then
that.
I think the addition to all of this, I said on Twitter, because yesterday I was like pretty sure that Qrow was gonna, you know, go up there and punch Ironwood, right? And so I had this other idea that Qrow and Ironwood would be in this fight, and then somebody else added on that there could be an exchange between them where we could actually get Ironwood's backstory, right? And it could be like, you know, I was there that day, Ironwood, like, even though we had our differences, like, I was there the day, like, that you lost your body, and it's not necessarily, because somebody put it in a more, like, cheeky way to, like, throw it in his face sort of thing, but I would see it as more of a somber way, that's sort of like, I was there, Ironwood, like, even though we've had our differences over the years, I was there for you, like, when that happened, right? And so, like, I always, like, cared about you. I can't believe that you've ended up like this. It could be more of a that sort of thing, because somebody posted on Twitter, and they were just like, damn, Ironwood, I know you lost your arm, but I didn't know that you lost your spine, too. And even though, like, I feel like that's a little bit, like, not for this, right? I feel like that it should be more of an emotional thing, that Qrow's not throwing it in his face, but rather reminding them of how close they used to be, united under, like, Ozpin and all that stuff, and how far Ironwood has fallen, and then we get some backstory. That's personally, like, what I would prefer after all of that. So yeah, because Ironwood's backstory is a big thing too.
Hopefully somewhat subtle backstory. Yeah. I don't want like a big dramatic Cinder-esque reveal.
I kind of would like to see like what went down though. Like in flashes. Maybe more so. Like flashes in between the fight. Maybe more so than like full backstory time, right? Because there's another anime that did that flash thing, and I think they did it really well. I can't remember what it was anymore, but it was just like still flashes of what happened, because we still don't know like how Ironwood lost his body or why. And so I think that that'll be like interesting, like for his character and stuff. I still kind of want to see it, and I think it'll be more interesting if like Qrow and them were like involved somehow in that, like they helped him and things like that, because then it's sort of a reminder of like their friendship and you know like how they all came together, like stuff like that, right? So yeah, I don't know, but that's basically all from us, I think, guys. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.